ऑलरेडी 68 कर दिया है।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, विनय।
जिन्होंने पहना जय श्री राम। प्रणाम प्रभु जी, माता जी और ग्लोरी शिला प्रभुपाद। Sorry, Vinay Prabhu, when you said earlier, I was on another call, so I could.
नो प्रॉब्लम।
We'll begin now. We'll do verse number 8 and verse number 9 today. Uh, ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधाकान्ता नमोऽस्तु ते तप्तकाञ्चना गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्ता स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयति गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरम् ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। We are uh, you all can see my screen, I believe.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So we are reading from Nectar of Instruction, verse number verse number 8. तन्नामरूपचरितादिसुकीर्तनानो स्मृत्यो क्रमेण रसना मनसि नियोज्य तिष्ठन् व्रजेतदनुरागी जनानुगामी कालं नयेदखिलम् इति उपदेशसारम्. Essence of all advice is that one should utilize one's full time, 24 hours a day, in nicely chanting and remembering the Lord's divine name, transcendental form, qualities, and eternal pastimes, thereby gradually engaging one's tongue and mind. We discussed this at length, uh, that the essence, Upadesha Saram, that the essence of all the instructions, the okay, so here is the sum and substance of the entire book is utilize one's full time 24 hours a day in nicely chanting and remembering the Lord's divine name, form, qualities, and pastimes. Um, and we discussed this verse comes after the previous verse. Previous verse discusses about developing taste in the holy name. We saw that taste is there, it is naturally transcendently sweet, but because we are covered by um, um, material desires and ignorance of our real identity, our real relationship with Krishna, we are covered by this false identification. Um, uh, and we have forgotten our relationship with the Lord, and that's why we have lost that. Although it is transcendently sweet, we are not able to experience it. We saw the example of jaundice. Then Rupa Goswami says the solution is keep on chanting, chanting, chanting. Sugar itself removes the disease. Likewise, sugar like holy name, form, qualities, pastimes, they are like disease, and that will remove this false identification and awaken our original dormant Krishna consciousness. And then this particular verse says um, the mind needs to be trained. Last week we discussed on various verses that the how the scriptures describe mind as the cause of next destination, and one should be very careful. Um, Even if the mind is controlled for maybe a decade, 11th year the mind may still go haywire. Um, so it is said that the mind cannot be trusted, but rather one should always be alert with one's mind. The example given is the hunter captures the animal, and the animal may any if the hunter is not careful, the animal may can anytime attack the hunter. So hunter has to be always careful. Likewise, one has to be always careful with the mind. Then we discuss how mind can be trained. Um, Mind wants to repeat pleasurable experiences, and if mind starts finding joy in Krishna consciousness, if mind start developing natural taste for Krishna consciousness, then mind will keep doing those things. And when mind is asking us to do more and more devotional service, then mind is acting our friend. Then we encourage it. And if the mind is asking something else, then we subdue the mind with our higher intellect. So mind good news is bad news is mind is very powerful. Mind is the cause of our next destination, our next birth. Good news is it can be trained. And here Rupa Goswami says, so please use your whatever time you have, use that to cultivate the name, form, qualities, and pastimes of the Lord. In this way, one should reside in Vraja. Now, this is the second part that we are going to discuss today. In this way, one should reside in Vraja, Golok, Vrindavan Dham, and serve Krishna under the guidance of devotees. One should follow in the footsteps of Lord beloved devotees who are deeply attached to his devotional service. The second part is our discussion today. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada describes the 5 stages. Prabhupada says from Shravan to Smaran. So the 5 stages of progressive Krishna consciousness. The first is Shavana Dasha. Shavana Dasha means the neophyte stage in which one hears Krishna Nam and Krishna Katha constantly. It is said that um, when when our anarthas have not been subdued till the time, we still feel the heat from uh, maybe envy, anger, pride, lust, illusion. Till the time we still have these coverings, um, um, do more and more Krishna Nam and hear more and more Krishna Katha. And this is the beginning stage, the stage one. Then second stage is called Varna Dasha, um, the stage of acceptance in which one becomes attached to hearing Krishna Katha and perform kirtan of what one is hearing. Um, Shavana Dasha is we are more hearing and absorbing. Varana Dasha is we have come to the point of acceptance that I am. Um, there is a feeling that comes that yes, I am Krishna is Supreme Lord. A strong conviction, like Varana means आपको पता लग गया. Like we are convinced within, um, um, and once we are convinced with it, then we will speak about others, performing kirtan of what one is hearing, one is sharing Krishna Katha. Um, One becomes attached to hearing Krishna Katha. One loves hearing. It's hearing and chanting is no more an austerity. One loves hearing and chanting, and one speaks about it also. And one has come to the acceptance that 100% the goal of life is to attain Krishna plane. Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. I am a living entity, part and parcel of Krishna. I have a relationship with Krishna that I have forgotten, and somehow or other I have to reawaken, and nothing else is the goal of my life. Um, and I may be working, I may be in any ashram, I may have to take care of my duties and responsibilities, but the real purpose of life is this. Everything else is just to support so that I can put my remaining energy towards the real purpose of my life. So that is Varana Dasha.
Prabhuji,
हाँ, सर बताइए।
so the switch between one and two, like without before coming to Krishna consciousness, we enjoyed a lot of things. When we came to stage one, we started gaining some knowledge.
Hmm.
Stage two, we get some taste in Krishna consciousness. At the same time, we start losing taste in the previous things what we did. So
Hmm.
we come into a stage where we don't enjoy anything. Means that's how we can, like, sometimes that feeling comes.
You can
I-
give me that stage also, bro.
No, I mean to say I do not enjoy everything in what I was enjoying before. Neither I am fully enjoying Krishna consciousness. Like it's a transition phase,
Very good.
and that may feel like sadistic situation sometimes. Means you are not enjoying anything fully.
I mean, I don't know if I fully agree with that, but I feel like there is joy of Krishna consciousness, but we may not be experiencing what devotees at like like advanced like sannyasis, Prabhupada, what they experience, yes. But still there is some juice there, right? There is sufficient juice to keep us going, I feel.
Yes, it is there. Like it's more of work rather than enjoyment. I mean to say
Yes.
there
Yeah.
is no continuous enjoyment. It's more of hard work of the mind.
Well, let us say in this way that some days it feels like work and some days feels like I just want to keep going.
Yes,
And those days which I feel, which the days when we feel nourished, gives us boost our faith more and more.
yes. We should have Sunday program every day.
That will be amazing, actually. So yeah. Anyways, uh, also when we are in Varna Dasha or when we are in Shavana Dasha, there is some Varna Dasha there also. There is some acceptance there. So it's not like two steps. I cross the previous step and I go to the next step. But rather we are at the beginning only. There is some little stage of acceptance. But Varna Dasha is like the acceptance is very strong and full. And when um, like faith is more um, like um, more strong, more clarity. Like basically, we have accepted everything that we have heard, and now we are in a path of we are not questioning anything as such. We may question to understand more, but we are listening with full faith, and whatever is spoken, we accept. And now we are work in progress in a way. Conviction is very strong, so that's Varna Dasha. So then there is Smarana Dasha. Smarana Dasha is um, um, so Shavana Dasha is Anartha Nivritti. Varana Dasha is Nishtha, steadiness is there. One is very like one likes to hear, um, um, one likes to speak what one has heard to wherever he meets, whoever he meets. Um, Conviction is strong, and Smarana Dasha begins at the stage of Ruchi, where the stage of remembering Krishna, the stage of remembering Krishna when one chant in ecstasy. This is more like now taste has come. Our remembrance is based on our absorption. When our holy name is distracted, it's hard to do smaran. Even when we try to do smaran, um, it goes away fast. The smaran goes away fast. But when we are able to absorb ourselves in the holy name, um, again, smarana dasha, one can experience some level of smarana dasha even at Shravana dasha. Even while hearing in the beginning stage, still some ecstasy may be there, but it may not be like I am situated in that state. In the third stage of Ruchi, there is some taste even when we begin our Krishna consciousness, even the middle, even at the stage of Varna acceptance, there is some taste is there. The remembrance may be there, but it's different from when we have situated ourselves on that platform of regularly chanting in with absorption in ecstasy. So there is five level. One is smarana, recollection or distracted remembrance of Krishna. So in the smarana level, whatever we have heard, maybe either name, we are able to focus. Also, another technique is we can easily remember anything about Krishna. We can recollect and we can be absorbed. Mm. It 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 is still a stage of sadhana or a stage of practice.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam, Jai
Uh,
Srila
uh,
Prabhupada.
General.
So, Prabhuji, let's say, I mean, since we do chanting every day, and if we are not able to finish our rounds on a timely manner, and if we are keep thinking about them throughout the day, are we thinking about Krishna or are we just stressing over our number? I mean, is that a right approach?
Well, it is natural to think my round is not done. I have to do my round. Thinking that my round is pending is a good sign. We must think in that way. Is it being with Krishna? If you're thinking I have to chant, there is Krishna factor. It's certainly there. Um, is it like full Krishna consciousness? Maybe not. Maybe it's my vow or it's my like sankalpa that is pending and I have to do it. Full thinking of Krishna is more like I'm thinking of Krishna himself. Uh, doing like I can, yeah. Does it answer Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. So, Prabhuji, is this anxiety good?
That anxiety is good, yes.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So this Marana is, this is again, I'm just sharing openly. Um, one may hear something and um, one may try to recollect. Not like hearing I'm not the body but a spirit soul, which is also good. We can hear that also. But maybe something about Krishna one may have heard and one is trying to remember. In the stage of Smarana Dasha, the remembrance is easy. The the sign of Smarana Dasha is chanting is chanting is like hearing the name is kind of effortless. Prabhupada says. Usually, I'm talking about myself. Usually, chanting requires some effort because the mind goes and we are really, really trying or struggling to. Uh, but chanting and ecstasy remembrance is like it's flowing. And when the chanting is at that stage, then recollecting is kind of easier. And we can recollect and we can absorb. It may go here and there, then we again recollect. So the remembrance of Krishna is not um, continuous. Uh, it's distracted remembrance of Krishna. That is first level of Smarana Dasha. Then there is Dharana. Dharana is absorption or remembrance of Krishna without distraction. Like the moment one closes the eyes and chants the holy name in ecstasy, Krishna is right there playing his flute. Yamuna is there, Vrindavan is there. Um, uh, the eyes don't want to open because they're so deeply closed, and it's not like this kind of. It's like it's a different closing of the eyes, which is more like It's more internal in a way, absorption, remembrance of Krishna without distraction. And there is dhyan. Dhyan is meditation or concentrated remembrance or unbroken contemplation on Krishna. So smarana, dharana, dhyan. Dhyan, um, concentrated means again the depth is more. See, one can hear the holy name, but one can hear the holy name. One can hear the holy name and derive 20% juice from it. One can hear the holy name and derive 50% juice. One can hear and derive 90% juice from it. Means the depth is the clarity of the sound, just hearing the name, the joy that is coming from the name and permeating the body. Um, um, that is way more deeper. So that is dhyan, concentrated remembrance or unbroken. So there, any other thought coming is like almost out of question. In the beginning, we are trying to remember, but other thoughts comes naturally. In the second stage, we can remember, we can focus, but the depth is not so much. And if I want to think of other things, they may come. But the third stage, the depth is so much that even if we want to bring some thought, it has crossed that stage in a way. That's why it's called unbroken contemplation on Krishna. Then there is Anusmriti. Anusmriti is constant performance of dhyan. Means this is actually the stage of very advanced stage of Ashakti and Bhav is when Anusmriti comes. Um, one is in a different word in a way. Uh, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would exhibit, it is said Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had three states of consciousness. One is internal state, one is external state, and one is in the middle, Ardhabhaya, half external, half internal. So Mahaprabhu is speaking, but seems like he's blabbering something, why I was there, and he's not, others cannot understand what Mahaprabhu is telling. So he's not telling according to some people, or he's speaking. So there is somebody, it's so hard for him to speak, and he's speaking what is going on in his contemplation. So there is some external and something more internal. So constant performance of dhyan is very concentrated remembrance, and that stays throughout the day and night. In a way, that's why I said one is in the kind of in a different world. Um, very much more absorbed. Whichever situation one is in, um, they are think it. Everything just reminds them of Krishna. Everything reminds them of. It's like a natural attachment that they have developed for Krishna. Uh, I remember this statement of Rupa Goswami who says how a young boy is attracted to young girl, and it's like spontaneous for a young boy to be attracted to young girl. And Rupa Goswami says, "My Lord, when will that attachment will develop in my heart for you?" So a boy does not have to, a boy or girl, whoever, they don't have to um, focus or put any effort, but it is kind of spontaneous. So likewise, one is so much Krishna conscious in the stage of Anusmrit, like constantly one is thinking and absorbed of Krishna. Anything just reminds them of Krishna. When one is in a stage of Anusmriti, they enter a dark room and reminds them of Krishna's complexion. Like anything, they see a blue color, they see it's just like very constant performance of dhyan means constant concentrated remembrance, or like very deep stage of Shavana Dasha. Then the last is Samadhi. Samadhi means in Anusmriti, they can come here and there, but Samadhi is like unceasing Anusmriti or spiritual trance, where one's meditation is entirely free from impediments and wholly uninterrupted. It's like cannot be described in words. Um, 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 and there is an after Anusmriti, there is another stage of after Samadhi, there is another stage comes, which is called Dhruva Anusmriti. Dhruva Anusmriti is one is um, There is Dhruvanusmriti, and Dhruvanusmriti means one is actually have attained uh, um, spiritual world, like absolute perfection is that. So these are the five level of Smarana Dasha. Then there is Apana Dasha, the stage where the sadhaka achieve realization of one's pure spiritual identity. So Apana, so in Smarana Dasha, one is fully absorbed in samadhi. Constant one is like constantly Krishna conscious with concentration. Um, and Apana Dasha means अपने आप को you realize yourself. Oh, um, this is who I am in spiritual world. Like now you are not only absorbed in Krishna and Krishna's pastimes and Vrindavan, but Apana Dasha is you see yourself there. You see yourself with Krishna, and you don't see yourself in this physical form. You see yourself as a cowherd boy, cowherd girl, or a parent, uh, a tree, or you realize you're one of the, like how it is described in five rasas. Dasya ras is there, Sakhya ras is there, Santa ras is there, Vatsalya ras is there, Madhurya ras is there. So that realization of one's pure spiritual identity, when that is realized, before we realize that, we will be in a stage of samadhi. Samadhi means we are fully focused on Krishna. And before all these stages, there is smarana, like we are trying to remember Krishna. And before we try to remember Krishna, we are able to chant with absorption. Then remembrance will start. And before chanting with absorption, there is this stage of full faith in Krishna conscious philosophy. I have accepted it, and work in progress, and we are trying to remove the uh, like the jaundice from the heart and develop a natural taste for it. That comes. And before that comes, we hear Krishna conscious philosophy, hear Krishna Nam, and render devotional service in various ways, serve devotees. And then there is Sampatti Dasha, and the stage of perfection when the soul finally obtains a spiritual form and is appointed to the eternal service of Krishna in the spiritual realm. Vastu Siddhi. It is called Vastu Siddhi. It is also called Dhruva Anusmriti. It is called Sampatti Dasha. It means now you went there. Now your existence in this material, in this uh, samsara cycle of birth and death, is like you are free from, you are, this is compared to a jail now. You are released from this samsara cycle of birth and death, and no need to take any more forms in 8.4 billion species. आपका you नैया पार हो गया बोलते हैं. You attain perfection. You went back to Godhead. Okay. Any discussion on these stages? Shavana to Smarana.
In one lifetime, how far we can go? Second stage.
मेहनत करते रहो ब्रो मुझे जैसे मेहनत कर रहे हो लगे रहना पर bro जी this gives us hope. This shows how wonderful the process is, how much is awaiting for us. It's all ours. मैं कई बार बोलता हूँ कि ये सब हमारा ही है. Uh, but how much more um, depth is there that, and it may create a hankering. Oh, I want to be there. And it may make us more sincere. कि एक होता है ना कि जब आपको पता है कि गोल क्या है, when we know where I want to be, then I am like working hard to attain it, like seeing the future basically and chasing the future, and we want to change the future. If you're not aware of where I'm getting to, then like like how people are driven by maybe my business will become successful and they have a vision of where they will be, whether in politics, whether in business, or if they are um, top in college and what will happen to them afterwards. They have a vision, and that is inspiring, and they kind of work very hard in that direction because the vision is clear. So in this verse, Prabhupada gives that vision. उसके लिए काम करो अभी ऐसा.
Yes, bro. I think it gives a lot of clarity where we are, what are the steps, and how to reach the ultimate goal.
वो तो पता है where we are from. श्रवण दशा पे हम. Uh, Anyways, talking about myself. Okay, anything else? Any other?
So, Prabhuji, our Maharaj, um, like which stage they would be, or we would not be able to tell.
Yeah. नहीं समझ पाएंगे प्रभु जी हम लोग.
Okay.
ये जब संपत्ति दशा is not in this world. That is attained next life only. I mean in future. Apana dasha is like extremely rare to attain. Is when uh, uh, this is very depth. Um, I'll use the word only because I don't have adhikar to speak on that. There is something called ekadasha bhav. Ekadasha bhav is all my 11 symptoms of my identities are known to me. Very advanced stage, bro. Uh, um, Aparadasha very advanced. Samadhi very advanced stage. Anusmriti to yes. ध्यान very advanced. धारणा probably धारणा कोशिश कर सकते हैं bro. Yes. Try to be absorbed in remembering Krishna without distraction. But we cannot, yeah. Those who are ahead of us, like our spiritual masters, there is no way to understand that unless they reveal themselves to us.
So, but yes, it without distraction, in the sense like how long can we be absorbed in Krishna?
Prabhu,
It's a very momentarily, you were like few seconds or a minute in a day, then I have a good day if I can absorb myself. So it's a long way. Means
uh,
we may be acting in that direction, but the absorption is for a very limited time.
mm,
Fraction of seconds sometimes I feel.
yes, Prabhu ji. सही कह रहे हैं. Um, um, this Krishna consciousness itself is very kind of um, um, very भी आपको एकदम एब्जॉर्ब कर लेगा. आई मीन कंटेजियस बोल रहे हैं या फिर कंटेजियस इज नॉट द राइट वर्ड. मतलब कंज्यूमिंग, it can completely consume because the attraction that living entity has for Krishna is super deep. It can become so consuming and we are hankering for that. We want to get to that stage. तब कुछ distraction बचता नहीं bro. When we attain that stage, it's super duper, I don't know, super deep, not clear.
Yes.
We are trying. We are trying. Okay, I guess we move forward. Then there is Vaidi Bhakti and there is Raganuga Bhakti, which is regulative devotional service and spontaneous devotional service. This is an advanced topic for me to speak on. Uh, it's a very Raganuga Bhakti is a very advanced stage to practice, very advanced stage to practice. Um, mm, but Rupa Goswami is giving us an understanding, a clarity in the very beginning. So we know we are trying to see we are Rupa Nugas. Rupa Nugas means we are following the footsteps of Rupa Goswami. So we are trying to develop the clarity of what is Raganuga Bhakti. Intellectually, can we understand it? And then once we are ready, then details and things will become more and more revealed to us by the mercy of our spiritual master. So Vaidhi Bhakti, a neophyte should give up all kind of motivated desires and engage in the regulative principles of bhakti as per the scriptures, Guru and Vaishnavas. Thus, one gradually develops taste, ruchi for Krishna's name, fame, form, qualities, and so forth. When one attains ruchi, then one can enter the path of Raganuga Bhakti. So here Prabhupada says that Raganuga Bhakti is attained after the stage of ruchi, one can say, like very deep taste. Then spontaneous means ruchina. Rag means attachment basically, or one is very deeply attached to Krishna. Then Vaidhi Bhakti is more of intellectual. Intellectual means I know I should read Bhagavatam, so I'm reading Bhagavatam. I know I should chant my 16 rounds, so I'm chanting. Raganuga Bhakti is I cannot leave Bhagavatam. I'm hankering for Bhagavatam. I get a minute and I open Bhagavatam, and when I read Bhagavatam, I'm in ecstasy of appreciation, grateful. Um, and Vaidhi Bhakti means I'm reading Bhagavatam. I know it's the right thing to do, and I feel like आज तो 10 पेज पढ़ लिए तो आज का काम हो गया. 2 verse, so this is I'm good for today. Or Vaidhi Bhakti reading Bhagavatam is like my chapter is over. How long the chapter is? Oh, it's a very long chapter. Oh, the purports are too big here. It will take some time. So this is like intellectual bhakti. Um, Intellectual bhakti is like it's not driven by taste, but it is driven by what should I do, and I will do it. And it's a sign of like apana dasha is Vaidhi bhakti, and not apana dasha, sorry, a varna dasha, a stage of acceptance. I accept it. I have clarity, and I want to be sincere, and let me follow it very nicely. Um, Um, and raga or spontaneous is like I have awakened my Krishna consciousness, and I'm very much attached. Bhakti is not driven by intellect anymore. Uh, Again, it's beyond my adhikar, um, but I'm speaking as at an intellectual level for the sake of clarity of understanding. And ragatmika bhakti. Ragatmika Bhakti is that devotion for Krishna whose very essence is constituted of eternal spontaneous love and attachment to rag, without following scriptural rules. It is splendidly manifest in the Brajvasis. So, what is Ragatmika Bhakti? Again, this may become a little bit technical, but if you can understand, that would be wonderful. Ragatmika Bhakti is the highest stage. Ragatmika Bhakti is like the last stage, which is called Sampatti Dasha or Dhruva Anusmriti or Vastu Siddhi, various names for that. Pragatmika Bhakti is the eternal associate of Lord Krishna who eternally live in Vrindavan, and they are deeply attached to Krishna. Not because Krishna is God, not because this is what we have read in the books and the scriptures. They are deeply in love with Krishna eternally. The example of Ragatmika Bhakta is Nanda Baba, Yashoda Maya, Radharani, um, Madhu Mangal, Subal, Stoka Krishna, and the other eternal associates of the Lord. Once again, Ragatmika Bhakti is that devotion for Krishna whose very essence, क्या है वो? Is constituted of eternal spontaneous love and attachment. Eternally spontaneous love है भगवान के प्रति. Um, without following scriptural rules. They don't even know what is in the scripture. Or they know, but it's like just driven by. It's like Ragatmika Bhaktas are not in this world. Ragatmika Bhakta are in Golok Vrindavan right now. That's why it is said it is splendidly manifest in the Vrajvasis. And this Vrajvasi does not mean when we go to Vrindavan and somebody is born in Vrindavan and they are Ragatmika Bhakta. No. Ragatmika Bhakta is those who are with Krishna eternally. Um, Vaidhi Bhakti is I understand everything and I'm trying. Ragatmika Bhakti is those devotees who are there. And then Raganuga Bhakti is that devotion that follows in the wake of Ragatmika Bhakti. This is hard to understand. The first time when I did my own Bhakti Shastri, and when I heard this concept of Raganuga Bhakti, Ragatmika Bhakti, and more and more terms will come in nectar of devotion, which may become even more confusing. But when I first heard Raganuga Bhakti, then I'm like, कुछ समझ ही नहीं आ रहा था कि what is going on here. But you all are very intelligent people, so you all can understand. So Raganuga Bhakti is that devotion that follows in the wake of this Ragatmika Bhakti, following the footsteps of one of the eternal associates of Krishna in Vrindavan. The sadhana of Raganuga Bhakti is of two types. वो देखते हैं. So what is Raganuga Bhakti? Raganuga Bhakti is uh, okay. Here is a case, test case. Um, there is a devotee, hypothetical. There is a devotee by the name Krishna Das, and Krishna Das heard that he is eternal servant of Krishna. He was absorbed in material existence. Um, he was very ambitious um, with um, his education, his job, his career, um, and everything was like very very dear to him, and he was very driven in this world to be very successful, very famous. And then Krishna Das meets the devotee. The devotee says, Prabhu, anything you achieve will be temporary. You are eternal servant of Krishna. You have lost your relationship. By chanting the holy name, by devotional service, you can reawaken. So Krishna Das thought, oh, then Krishna Das read Bhagavad Gita. And after Krishna read Bhagavad Gita, then he understood, oh, there is, this is, I want to try this path. So Krishna Das started associating with devotees, serving devotees, practicing early morning his holy name, his reading every day. Krishna Das started. Krishna Das became more and more hungry. Krishna Das finished Bhagavad Gita. Krishna Das started Bhagavatam. Krishna Das finished Bhagavatam. Krishna Das started Chaitanya Charitamrita. Krishna Das finished Chaitanya Charitamrita. Um, Krishna Das, uh, Krishna Das is like more and more enthusiastic in devotional service, going further, further, further. Krishna Das heard that there are more books even that are written by Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Narottam Das Thakur, Vishwan Chakravarti Thakur, Baldev Vidyabhushan, Rupa Sanathan Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, Jiva Goswami. Krishna's hunger was very much. Krishna started reading everything. Krishna's gotten clarity. Krishna Das started chanting more and more rounds. Krishna Das um, started maybe preaching more and more extensively. Krishna Das started engaged in maybe devotional service more and more and more. Um, Krishna's started praying to Krishna to reveal himself. Krishna Das would read a lot. Krishna Das would hear a lot. There is nothing in the life of Krishna Das other than uh, realizing oneself and developing love for Krishna. Then Krishna Das now begins. Now Krishna Das um, started when Krishna Das is chanting. Then Krishna Das started becoming very attracted to um, Krishna's cow pasturing pastime. Krishna goes with the cowherd boys. Um, and Krishna plays. Krishna takes his lunch with his cowherd boys. Krishna plays the flute, and all the cowherd boys just go into the sleep. Uh, then they get up, and then they have so many funs together. They have so many dramas together. And when Krishna Das is hearing all these pastimes of Krishna, Krishna Das is like, "It will be so wonderful if I can become a friend of Krishna." And Krishna Das hear more and more and more, chants more and more, preaches more and more, serves more and more, collects more and more blessings. And then slowly, Krishna Das becomes so absorbed in Krishna, uh, um, constantly remembering um, Krishna's relationship with the friends, with the cows. And Krishna, he started hearing about all the friends of Krishna, how Madhumangal has uh, laughing pastime with Krishna, how he jokes, how he makes fun, what all he does, Madhumangal does, what is role of Madhumangal. Then Krishna hears about Sudama, how he has a different mood. Shridama, he has a different mood. He's Balra Srimati Radharani. How he serves Krishna in a particular his own unique mood. Then Krishnadas hears about um, maybe Arjun Sakha, and how he has another different mood. He doesn't involve in some places. Arjun Sakha is more with Krishna in other places. So Krishnadas hears about all these friends of Krishna, and Krishnadas really feels drawn to Sridama. How Sridama serves Krishna, it's amazing. How he orchestrates even Krishna's pastime with Srimati Radharani. How Sridama is so close to Krishna that Krishna reveals his inner heart to Sridama. Um, and then Krishna Das feels like now Krishna Das becomes not only Krishna conscious, but he also becomes Sridama conscious. And Krishna Das wants to serve Krishna eternally like Sridama. And Krishna Das is like internally fully focused on um, how Sridama serves Krishna, how Sridama serves Krishna. Um, and slowly, this like it's going too far. Well, we'll stop there. So now, when Krishna Das wants to serve Krishna like Sri Dama, then Krishna Das is a Raganuga Bhakta, Sri Dama is a Ragatmika Bhakta, and Raganuga Bhakta follows Ragatmika Bhakta. So Krishna Das is following Sri Dama. Raganuga, Anuga means follow. Anuga, like Prabhupada Anugas, Rupa Anugas, follow Rupa Goswami. Prabhupada Anugas, followers Srila Prabhupada. Raganuga, followers of Ragatmika Bhakta is Raganuga, follower of that. Okay. So how do you feel about what is Raganuga Bhakti, what is Ragatmika Bhakta or Bhakti, and what is Vaidi Bhakti? How are we doing here? कुछ तो समझ में आया होगा, right?
Yes, Prabhuji, the story makes sense.
Okay.
I thought you were gonna say Krishna Das is Shamanand Krishna Das.
Shamananda Krishnadas is Vaidi Bhakta. He's trying to uh, practice based on rules and regulations. Okay. Anyone has any question on Raganuga Bhakti, Ragatmika Bhakti, Vaidi Bhakti?
Guruji, Nityanand Prabhu, when he was visiting South India, he met one devotee who could not even read. I'm just the Brahmin he met, right? He was crying, and the Bhagavad
Mahaprabhu.
Gita.
That was Mahaprabhu Prabhuji. The South.
Sorry, Mahaprabhu. Yeah, Mahaprabhu. So he could not even read, but how would we categorize that Brahmin? That would be in Raganuga Bhakti or?
Raganuga Bhakti is only Vrindavan Prabhu. Only Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave Raganuga Bhakti. All the other sampradayas, Raganuga Bhakti is only when one is following a Ragatmika Bhakta. Raganuga Bhakti se pehle one understands one relationship with Krishna, and one is following a particular associate also. One is attracted to a particular associate in the relationship with Krishna also. Like Sri Sampradaya is there, Prabhuji. He was a Sri Sampradaya. Sri Sampradaya, attachment to Lord Vishnu. But it doesn't go beyond attachment to the Lord. Raganuga Bhakti goes because everyone is like servant of Krishna. That's the only relationship. Only servant exists for Sri Sampradaya and all the other Sampradayas. But for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu followers, Mahaprabhu came to give what nobody else has given. Nobody else has given Prabhu. This doesn't exist. Access to Vrindavan doesn't exist. We will discuss this more in Act of Devotion. The role of Lord Chaitanya and what Mahaprabhu came to give. Um, he was crying. He was thinking how wonderful Krishna is. he is chanting Bhagavad Gita in ecstasy, and that is more um, like chanting in ecstasy. But chanting in ecstasy in Vaidhi Bhakti. It's not that Vaidhi Bhakti has to lead to Raganuga Bhakti. Above, again, this is little bit more information, which is again nectar of devotion discussion. But after sadhana bhakti is bhava bhakti. Bhava means one is having lot of emotions for the Lord. In sadhana bhakti, there are two types. There is Vaidhi sadhana bhakti, there is Raganuga sadhana bhakti. One can go from Vaidhi sadhana bhakti to bhava bhakti. That is the followers of Lord Vishnu or any other incarnation of the Lord. Lord Ram is they are practicing devotional service to Lord Ram, and now they are very much attached to Lord Ram, to Lord Vishnu, to Lord Vishnu. And Raganuga Bhakti is only the prerogative of Vrindavan. One cannot access Vrindavan without Raganuga Bhakti. Only a resident of Vrindavan can take us to Vrindavan. Direct only worship Krishna cannot take us to Vrindavan. A resident of Vrindavan only can take us to Vrindavan. So that's why sadhana bhakti from Vaidhi one can go to Bhav, or from Vaidhi one can go to Rag, and then one can go to Bhav, which is more like emotions, but it's a particular mood that a devotee is following. So
Suppose when we say we'll go back to Godhead, so only when somebody is doing Raganuga Bhakti, he will only go back to that Loka. Is that
in Vrindavan, only Raganuga Bhakti, Prabhuji. Vaikuntha, Dwarka also one can go with Vaidhi Bhav and Prem. Anybody in Vaikuntha planet has prema for Vishnu or Ramchandra or Nrsimhadev, or prema for Krishna, but not following a resident. Dwarka Mathura is possible. Vrindavan only Raganuga Bhakti, and that's what Mahaprabhu came to give. Again, I humbly say this is intellectual for me. I am sharing what is written, and one day it will be ours.
Prabhuji, when you talked about Sridhamma, for example, and like how we know that in Manjari Bhav, we have to, I mean, if one jiva wants to go to Krishna in the mood of a Manjari, they have to follow, for example, Rup Goswami, another Manjari, like any Manjari. My question is, when you said like one particular devotee, let's say they started to follow Sridhama, so will they be in the mood of a friend, which I think they will be. But like my next question is, will they be serving under that?
Yes.
Okay.
अब ये क्वेश्चन थोड़ा ज्यादा डीप है माता जी अभी मैं उस लेवल तक पहुंचा नहीं हूँ पर yes they'll be serving under a रागात्मिका भक्ता eternal.
Okay. Okay, sorry.
और कोई सवाल बाकी भक्त लोग को थोड़ा कुछ most of the devotees are silent, I understand. Are you able to follow what is Vaidhi Bhakti, what is Raganuga Bhakti, what is Ragatmika Bhakti intellectually, theoretically?
So we done not pronounce. So we're very grateful. Wanted to hear this again and again. So we
Yes,
want to try.
subject ऐसा ही है. It is so attractive ना. Feel like wow.
So one inquiry. Vaidhi से भावा से प्रेम में that process, that flow, that they are they also chant Hare Krishna or not necessarily.
Thank you, Prabhu. Anybody who is following Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the rag will naturally appear. They don't have to worry about whom do I follow now. They don't have to worry about it. It will be spontaneously given to them if they are just worshipping Lord Chaitanya also. anybody in ISKCON will follow that route, Prabhu. And if they are hesitant, some are hesitant to follow that route and some are more eager. Some who are hesitant and they don't want to go that route and they just follow Vaidhi Bhakti. When they come to Bhav, everything will be naturally revealed to them from within their heart, and without even their knowledge, they will be attracted and they will be flowing in that direction. So Mahaprabhu follower doesn't have to worry. It's like Mahaprabhu will take care.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Thank you.
तो fear करने का आवश्यकता है. आपका protection है प्रभु, मिलेगा आपको.
Grateful to you, grateful.
आनंद है. ओके, और कोई भक्त लोग? मैंने प्रभु आप संतुष्ट हो?
Yes, Prabhuji.
वाह.
Everything is linking. Oh, it's like
Baba says Krishna consciousness is a linking process. You're linking. Okay, wonderful. So the sadhana of Raganuga Bhakti is of two types. There is Bahya and there is Antara. Bahya is externally one performs hearing and chanting in the sadhaka roop, the outer feature of a practitioner of Bhakti. And Antara is internally one serves Krishna in one's own perfectly spiritual form, Siddha Roop in Braja, following the eternal Brajavasis, Krishna Preshta, who possess the same mood as which one aspires for. So Bahya and Antara. Bahya is outside you cannot understand. Outside you will see a sannyasi, Maharaj will come, Maharaj will give a class. Then you will see sometimes somebody is giving class, Maharaj will sit and listen. You will see Maharaj coming um, during Japa time, Mangal Arati. Maharaj will raise their hands. They will chant Mangal Arati. They will sit down. They will chant with all the devotees, just 16 rounds. They will go out. They have some programs maybe. They will do some seva to Prabhupada, to the mission, to Mahaprabhu. They'll come back. They will take some rest. They will get up. So you see, we will feel like Bahiya, no change. We cannot understand a devotee by seeing them. We cannot understand anything about a devotee by seeing them. क्योंकि कौन कहाँ पे किसी को नहीं पता, right? Unless they reveal themselves, we cannot understand them. Some of our Goswamis, they reveal themselves. Like Bhaktivinoda Thakur revealed himself. Narottam Das Thakur revealed himself. Saraswati Thakur revealed himself. Srila Prabhupada didn't reveal himself. Most of the sannyasis don't reveal anything about themselves. So Bahiya means we cannot understand everything outside say. Then Antara is internally one serves Krishna in one's own perfected spiritual form. Antara means they are serving Krishna in their spiritual body, uh, in a particular rasa, in a particular mellow, eternally, day and night, in Vrindavan. But that's like Antara. Antara means कुछ बाहर से पता नहीं चले. So the sadhana of Raganuga Bhakti is Bahya and Antara, and both the things are going on simultaneously. बाहर एक चल रहा है, अंदर एक चल रहा है. तो बाहर चेंज नहीं होना है कभी. Where the upper sampradaya or distracted sampradayas are, so many devotees now, they are wearing saris and they are dancing with another person who became Krishna. Somebody else's wife is dancing with them. So this is like the upper sampradaya. Upper sampradaya means they have distorted the teachings of Lord Chaitanya, and they are called sahajiyas. Sahajiyas means they have taken Krishna conscious philosophy very cheap, and they are trying to fulfill their material desire in the name of Raganuga Bhakti and um, um, uh, Krishna consciousness, as follower of Lord Chaitanya and Rupa Goswami. But they have made everything very cheap. And this is what was going on when Bhaktivinoda Thakur was there. Everything Krishna conscious, the whole Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mission was kind of mm, mm, misrepresented. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur wanted to bring the pure teachings out, what Mahaprabhu came to give. So that's why Rupa Goswami himself specifically mentions there is Bahya and there is Antara, and both happen simultaneously. Nothing changes in Bahya. Okay? Hopefully. Then there is 5 rasas in Raganuga Bhakti. Santaras, aspiring to be like Krishna's cow, stick, flute, buffalo horns, kadamba trees, flower around his neck, and so forth. Dasya rasa, following the footsteps of servants like Chitrak, Patrak, or Raktan. Sakya rasa, following the footsteps of Krishna's friends like Baldev, Sridama, Sudama. Vatsalya rasa, aspiring to serve Krishna in the mellow of parenthood, and thus following Nanda Maharaj and Mother Yashoda. Madhurya Rasa following Srimati Radharani, or the gopis like Lalita and Vishaka, or Manjaris like Rupa and Rati in serving Krishna with conjugal love. Um, one can be in any of the 5 rasas, and that when time comes, uh, one will have a feeling. This was this, and one time I asked one Maharaj, actually, I was in Mayapur. Maharaj was speaking on this subject matter, and I asked Maharaj, how is it revealed? How do we know our next step in this direction? And Maharaj says, um, Dadami buddhi yogam tam yanama upayantite. Krishna will give us intelligence what to do when we are ready. Maharaj says we don't have to take anxiety how and when and what do I do. Maharaj says we just have to sincerely practice the teachings of Lord Chaitanya, sincerely practice our bhakti, our seva, uh, serving devotees, uh, whatever seva we have. Be sincere in your chanting, in your reading, in your seva. Just give yourself to serve. And then when Mahaprabhu is pleased with us by serving his mission and Lord Krishna is pleased with us, then everything will be, Krishna will make arrangements, will bring a particular kind of association in our life, will make us read a particular kind of books that will inspire us. So everything else Krishna will arrange. And all like what whenever Musina started linking, everything will start making sense, and the path is going to become clear. That's why it is said, unless Krishna bestows his mercy upon us, we cannot go back to him. This path, Vaidhi Bhakti, we understand and we all can follow. But for us to progress further, it's a path which is revealed from within our heart. Krishna makes those steps for us on which we can walk. And unless Krishna shows his mercy, it will be vague, and that path is different for every individual. It's not same. Basic guidelines may be given for all individuals, but everybody has to walk their own path in the path of Raganuga Bhakti, and that's why it's vague. Intellectually we can understand, but to walk on everything, Krishna has to make ways. So only depends upon the mercy of the Lord. While reciting, so this is what Rupa Goswami says, that once natural taste has awakened, then you go in Vrindavan, and then you serve a resident of Vrindavan, which basically means Ragatmika Bhakta. Um, um, and then you practice devotional service in a particular mood. Um, if I go to Vrindavan now, then probably I'll eat some nice sweets in Vrindavan, some nice lassi, and take more rest. Uh, and um, probably may not be able to progress any further. But when one has developed that bhav um, um, by Krishna's mercy, then Rupa Goswami, till that time, um, continues chanting Rupa Goswami says more and more and more. So the jaundice is removed, the disease is removed from within the heart, Hridaya Rogam is removed from within the heart. After that, when Krishna jab khulasa karenge na, when Krishna opens us the path for us, then we cannot stop ourselves anyways. So while descending in Vraja, one should become immersed in hearing narrations of the eternal devotees who serve Krishna in the mood for which one aspires. So Vrindavan mein, when we are staying in Vrindavan, then we should hear more and more about devotional service of that particular associate. Like in our example, hear more and more about how Sridama serves Krishna and focus more and more on that service, and hearing becomes more and more specific. In the beginning, we hear all the scriptures and everything. But later on, we invest more and more time in hearing only about what relates to our particular relationship with Krishna. Again, it's theoretical. Um, uh, my purpose is also a person who practices, who doesn't practice speaking theoretically to others. Maybe they are more advanced than me. Um, but if we have this understanding, that's all the purpose of this course. बाद में when Krishna opens, we have clarity of everything that is going to come. That's why Srila Prabhupada says it's scientific process. Scientific process means you know what is going to come. When it comes, you can relate. Oh yeah, now I'm in this stage. Now this is happening. Now whatever I read makes perfect sense. When Krishna opens, but everybody has to go through this path. Uh, okay, so that's the end of the 8th verse. I think we are about time also. Are there any last minute discussions?
Prabhuji, I have a couple of quick questions.
बताइए.
Yes, Prabhuji, in the Shantras, for example, for the Jiva who is supposed to be in Shantras, for example, do they ever feel that they have that desire to, like dress up Radharani and Krishna, or they need to, like, do they do any active service even when they are in the like material body?
Oh, yeah. Yes, Mataji. They they can engage externally Bahiya in all the devotional service, all 9 form of devotional service, and they will cultivate the mood internally in whichever rest they are in.
Okay. Okay, makes
An,
sense. Yes,
an example is Madhvendra Puri. If you see, Madhvendra Puri was a Kalpaviksha tree. He
right.
grabbed the master of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he installed the deity, he built a temple, he would cook, went to get Chandan from Jagannath Puri for Gopal, would initiate devotees. Some kuch external, he was very busy also serving Krishna.
Okay. Okay, Prabhuji, makes sense. Prabhuji, my next question is, if, I mean, as a practicing devotee, you of course don't know, like a practicing devotee doesn't know what rasa he is supposed to follow later. But like, is it necessary that they feel attracted to only those kind of high level devotees, advanced, very advanced devotees that are already situated in certain rasas? Like, do they get attracted to only certain kind of devotees?
I mean, my understanding, what I've seen and heard is they love everybody in Vrindavan and they like Krishna is all attractive, Vrindavan is all attractive. It's not like, for example, in our old example, there is Krishna Das and he's attracted to Sri Dama, but then he's very attracted to trees of Vrindavan, to the Govardhan hill, to Yamuna, to the flute of Krishna, to arranging a meeting maybe for Radha and Krishna, like Sri Dama does. To he loves and has so much affection for Mother Yashoda. He goes to their home and eats with Krishna. Um, so he's the whole Vrindavan is very attracted to them. But then one particular resident is whom they want to be, or whom they want to be under, and whose mood they want to serve.
Okay, Prabhuji, makes sense. Prabhuji, last question for the scriptures that you were mentioning, that you will start reading certain kind of books and will stay away from certain. Um, so my question is, if one like reads some kind of literature and feel like staying away from that mood, like can even a neophyte feel that? Or does it come as you progress further?
आपका सवाल थोड़ा ऊपर जा रहा है माताजी.
So
um,
I'm
uh,
just
my
reading it.
my recommendation is uh, um, maybe take guidance from some devotees.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Done. Okay. Any other question? बाकी सारे भक्त लोग कुछ बोलते नहीं।
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandat Pranam.
हम्म,
Prabhuji, I have a question. So, Prabhuji, between chanting and altar seva, what is actually which take preference?
जब ऑल्टर सेवा है तो ऑल्टर सेवा करना है, ऑल्टर सेवा के बाद
नहीं, अगर अभी प्रभु जी दोनों में से अगर कोई एक करना हो तो प्रेफरेंस किसको होगा?
होम वर्शिप, टेम्पल वर्शिप।
होम वर्शिप।
Home worship, regular seva to altar should be done,
हम्म।
possible at regulated times, if possible.
ओके।
And chanting should be planned either before or some before and some after. Um, uh, if there is deities, they should be taken care of in a timely manner. And altar save and our holy name, we schedule our day in such a way that we chant our 16 rounds if possible in the morning. If altar seven in half an hour, so we get up early in the morning for 1 hour. So in this way we are doing. We are trying to, like how Srila Prabhupada says, there is Bhagavad Vidhi and Panchratrik Vidhi. Panchratrik Vidhi is deity worship and Bhagavad Vidhi Shravanam and Kirtanam path. And Prabhupada says they both should run like two parallel tracks. साथ साथ में चलना है दोनों को आपके जीवन में।
ओके प्रभु जी। हरे कृष्णा, थैंक यू।
थैंक यू मानसी माता जी। ओके, और कोई सवाल? राइट, हाँ, बाकी भक्त लोग जो कुछ बोले नहीं है, आई होप एवरीवन इज अंडरस्टैंडिंग, जस्ट होप। ओके, थैंक यू वेरी मच डियर प्रभु जी, माता जी, दंडवत प्रणाम, हरे कृष्ण। पंचकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, दंडवत प्रणाम, हरे कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्ण। हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, दंडवत प्रणाम, जय श्री प्रभुपाद।
थैंक यू, हरे
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी, धन्यवाद प्रणाम, जय श्री प्रभुपाद।
कृष्ण प्रभु जी।
थैंक यू प्रभु जी, हरे कृष्ण।
थैंक यू माता, हरे कृष्ण।
तो
Somebody has some question?